And we gotta talk about this week. We gonna talk about this. I'm doing good. Appreciate it, Jabs. What's going on, Robin? What a week. How's my trading day? Not good. Well, on my personal account, it was break even. One win, one loss. Funded account took a L, but closed my stop early, so I lost like less than 0.5%, 0.25%. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this week. I got some words for NASDAQ. We're gonna talk about this. Colton, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Chilling. We gotta talk about NASDAQ this week. How's your trading week, bro?
So I did good within putting just like a rule. I noticed that like going through my journal and stuff, how NFP week is kind of rough. So I told myself I'll take a trade Tuesday, and if it's a winner or a loser, I'm done for the week because I just knew something funny about this week was going to go down.
Hey, that's good. Hey, mad respect, bro. That's what you have to do. So you didn't take any trades this week, or you stopped on Tuesday? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so I went in Tuesday and I took a 1-to-1 and then I stopped for the rest of the week.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, props to you. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Yeah, this week has definitely been. We've seen better days, better weeks.
I'm just excited for next week.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have a extended weekend Monday, no news Monday, so I'm not pushing the button. But we'll tape read, go over price, see if Nasdaq wants to act right. But what time is it? 10 or 11:32? We'll go ahead and get started. I'm recording this. It may not be uploaded until maybe a couple of days, but let's see. All right. So yesterday I asked for some topics that we could talk about, and most of it is pretty much the same. Keys to becoming consistently profitable, how to handle drawdown, knowing when not to trade, and Eason recommended the mentality on continuously losing, going on a losing streak, and facing doubts in the
Don't do
market.
that, easy. You cover your mouth. You
Um,
cover your mouth. Ah,
yeah, I'm gonna mute you real quick, or KP if you want to mute yourself, and make sure to cover your mouth, guys.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I
That's
was
all,
a mute. My
that's
bad. My
all,
bad.
that's all good, bro.
That was my kid. They were coughing at me. I'm sorry.
No, it's like I don't like people coughing on me either, bro. It's all good. I'm crying for real. Okay. Anyway, yeah, and your mentality, facing losing trades, losing streaks. I'm currently on a losing streak this week. 2 losses Monday, 2 losses Tuesday, and a loss today. So 0-5 on the week. So let's talk about it. First, our first recommendation was healthy habits, building habits outside the market. Again, if anybody wants to tune in or add a comment or just throw your 2 cents in, you can unmute yourself and speak or type in the chat. I have the chat pulled up, so I'm reading everything. All right, so it's not just me talking. We're all engaging here. But healthy habits. So in my opinion, and we've talked about this like in the very first group discussion for those who are in it, but having a routine before you get to the charts, you have to come to the charts clear headed, and not even just a routine, but healthy habits like in life in general. Like if you don't work out, if you don't have a routine of any sort before you get to the charts, you're kind of just jumping out of bed, getting to the charts, expecting to be consistently profitable and focused. Chances are that's just not going to happen. Having a routine, having something regular that you're doing on a daily basis outside the market, it's just so good for your mental because when you get in here, You need discipline, you need patience, you need focus. And if you're taking care of yourself outside of the market, taking care of your body, your mind, your spirit, right, that's going to help you in your trading. Obviously, you need the skill set to be able to push the button and all that, but that's crucial. 20, Simple, J Crafty, what's going on, guys? Let's see, where do I want to jump to? We're going to talk about drawdown because I feel like that's what the theme of the week is. Really, the past couple of weeks, I feel like a lot of people are down or just losing more than normal, including myself. So, how many people are in drawdown? I'm reading the chat, or you could just let me know how many people are in drawdown or had a losing week, red week. I had a red week, first red week since, I don't know, maybe early May, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But how I would approach drawdown, whether in a funded account or personal account, it doesn't matter. And this is currently what I'm doing now. And this is assuming you're trading the minis. I'm not really considering micros. But number one rule is one contract. One contract. One contract, no more than 2 trades a day. Most days is only one trade. And then if you look on the channels list, my trading plan, I have a section where it has no trading days. Those are the days that tend to be low probability. I highly recommend you don't trade those days if you're in drawdown. So that's Thursday of NFP week, the day after a bank holiday. If there's a Fed chair speaking in the morning session, I don't recommend trading the morning session. Those days, you could look at that. But if you're in drawdown and you're looking to get out of drawdown, I would only trade one contract. I'll only trade a specific window. For me, it's 10 to 11 o'clock. That's what I recommend. And reduce your trade frequency. A lot of people, when they're in drawdown, they try to get it back. They want to get their account back, in the green by the end of the week. But that's just, you're placing way too much pressure on yourself, and that timeline is unrealistic. So one contract, don't trade low probability days, and don't take any more than 2 setups a day. If you're in drawdown and your account's in the red, the last thing you want to do is increase the amount of trades you're taking, because that will increase the speed at which your account is blown, like if we're just being honest, or your combine, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. 20, I was in drawdown, got out up 200. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, who is that? Jay Crafty, I'm gonna mute you real quick. Or if you want to mute yourself. All right. Let's see what else we got here. There's another point I wanted to make. It'll come back to me. But Eason recommended continuously losing, going on a losing streak. This is all 100% like psychology, 100% mental. Going on a losing streak, losing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a row. This is what I recommend if you're on a losing streak and you're looking to kind of get out of that funk. For one, same as drawdown, avoid low probability days. It's hard to get out of drawdown, get your account back in the green if you're trading days where there's just no setups and it's chopping around. So take that out of your trading plan. We don't trade low probability days. Next, cut your risk and target low, easy hanging objectives. So let's say you're down $1,000 on your combine or whatever. Your trades, you should be aiming for $500. And this is my opinion. If you have another recommendation, tune in, chime in. But if you're down $1,000, my mindset is I'm going to split that into 2 trades. My first trade, I'm going for 500. I just need to get half of that back, because it's really going to mess with your psychology if you're trying to go for the full pool, 1,000 in one trade, get all that back in one trade. You're up 700, and we've all been here. You're up 700, 800, 850. Price comes back to your stop loss, back to your break even, and you walk away with nothing. So if you're in drawdown, all right, go for low hanging objectives and work to get that back over time with the multiple set trades. All right, if you're down 3,000 in your combine, if you're down 5,000, all right, say, you know what, I'm gonna use the next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks, maybe next month. The focus of this month, the focus of next week is to get my account in profit. All right. So what you want to do is texting me. All right. So if you're down 3,000, first trade, we're going for 500. We're going for 800. We're going for 1,000. We're not trying to get all of that back in one trade, one full pool. Will it be satisfying if you get that? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not. I recommend slow steps, baby steps, and get your equity curve back to where it needs to be over time. And that protects your psychology. If you're down 3,000 and you're in a trade with 4 contracts and you need a 4-to-1 risk to reward to get back into profit, you're going to be sweating bullets. You're going to be nervous. You're going to get scared out of your trade, and you're going to wish you just traded smaller size and chopped away at it piece by piece. So drawdown is normal. It's part of the industry. Can't really do much about it. As far as facing doubts, that comes down to like what you're doing on your weekends. Like me, 0-5 on the week, not one winning trade this week. My focus this weekend, like I'm not going out, at least on Saturday. It's straight back testing, going over my charts. Okay, when did I take a setup? Why did I take this setup? What did I see? What did I miss? What was the dollar looking like? What were the other markets doing? Like Saturday is straight journaling, going over my losers, going over the trades that I missed that panned out. And Sunday, resting, getting my mind right, looking over the weekly chart, get the weekly forecast up. And then we're back at it, for me, live trading on Tuesday. But if you're facing doubts after a losing streak, highly recommend going over your losing trades, open trading view, every trade you took this week, screenshot it, save it into your phone, whatever, and sit down. Like sit down with you and that trade you took. Look at the dollar index. If you took a long in NASDAQ and it didn't pan out, what was the dollar looking like? What was ES looking like? What was the Dow looking like? All right, what was the daily chart looking like? Were you trading when the daily chart wasn't really clear in a direction? All those things are important factors as far as taking setups intraday is huge. It's huge. But doubts, I mean, it's all mindset. It's all mentality. You just got to keep changing or keep taking setups and don't change anything. Don't change your model. Don't change your silver bullet. If you trade breakers, don't switch to order blocks. Don't switch to fair value gaps. Even if you see other people making money with whatever they're trading with, don't change anything. I don't care if you lose 10 times in a row. If it was working for you in the past, just keep it. Don't change anything. That TP, yeah, that's one mistake I made. I'm telling you. But that's a natural reflex. Like when we have a losing streak, when something's not going our way, our first impulse is to just change it, get rid of it, throw it in the trash, find something new. We understand like the markets have been a little bit more difficult compared to previous weeks. It's okay though. But I'm gonna open the floor. Anybody else want to hop on here? I don't know if you guys are shy or if you guys are working, trading. Somebody's gotta want to talk on here. We had a pretty interesting week.
I did a so I trade with a live account, and for this week after I took my loss, I switched over to a demo account just to kind of get myself still engaged with the market and still like tape reading, executing, and it just kind of helped with removing risk. And I thought that was really encouraging because I haven't done demo in such a long time because I've been trading my live funds, and it was nice just knowing like, okay, if I'm thinking I want to execute on this setup, uh, why and how that failed, and it kind of reinforces your model.
Yeah. No, demo is good. I highly recommend paper trading, or if you're in drawdown and you're kind of like scared to get back into the market, you're scared that you're gonna lose again. Like if you're on a 5 trade losing streak, 6, 7, and you're kind of scared to take that 8th trade, that 9th trade because you think it's gonna be a loss. Demo until you get your confidence back. Who was? I think that was Jason. Was that you who said that? You're demoing until you get your confidence back. Like that's one of the best things you could possibly do. Like that's the best thing. You're in a trade and it's a win-win. If you take a loss, all right, that's fine. You didn't lose anything. You're not in drawdown in your combine. You didn't lose any real money in your real account if you trade personal funds. But if you win, you're getting your confidence back. You're getting your experience back. You're getting your groove. You're finding your mojo. So demo is huge, man. If you take it serious, you have to take it serious. If you hop in demo and you just start jacking around, like you're not getting anything out of that. But if you actually trade demo like you would your real account or your prop firm or your combine funded account, whatever, personal, and you take demo seriously, once you get your confidence back and you feel like you're ready to make that switch back to trading live, that's how you do it. Now it's going to take a little bit more time. You're going to miss moves. You know, you're not going to get a payout in that time that you're trading demo. You're not going to get any withdrawals from your personal account in that time that you're trading demo. But you are getting something in return, which is your confidence. And that's huge, because if you don't have confidence in the market, then obviously you're cooked, as they say. So demo is huge. Demo is huge. Let's see. Yeah, demo is so big. Before we hop on to the next topic, I want to make sure that everybody kind of gets their own 2 cents in. Anything anybody wants to address or talk about regarding this week, what they experienced this week, any comments on this week or past month before we move on to the next topic. Like I said, it's a free discussion, free floor, open to everybody. I have the chat open, so I'll give you guys a while. I know some people are like at work, they can't really, or you might still be trading. Yeah, this week has definitely been more difficult though. For sure. I see Jacer type in, so I'm gonna let him cook. Yeah, it's definitely been a interesting week. NASDAQ and dollar have been moving in tandem majority of the week and past week. NASDAQ going higher, dollar going higher, Forex pairs dropping, Dow would be dropping, ES consolidating. We had a lot of days where the markets were mixed. It's been a little harder to read, harder to follow, in my opinion. After these 2 weeks, I've been discouraged. Like, it hasn't been as bad since I first started trading, man. Yeah, no, that's real. I'll let you finish. Oh, this is my worst week I had in a while. This is probably the worst week I've had in my trade. No. I mean, I don't really count like the early days. As far as like being a profitable trader, as long as I've been a profitable trader, this is the worst week I've had. Definitely. This is the worst week I've had. Like 0-5 that's tough. You've been giving me reassurance, bro. Yeah, bro, of course. That's what we need, man. Like sometimes, because we're traders, like you don't have a lot of people to go to when you're in drawdown, facing, you know what I'm saying, losing trades, battling yourself. Like, it's tough. I feel like Tremaine's was gonna come, you know. That's what's up. I love to hear that. Cause I mean, like, it's tough. Even I feel some type of way because I went 0-5. Like 5 trades in a row, losing 5 in a row. Like, that sucks. That stings. I'm not gonna gamble and, you know, cry and mope about it. If anything, it's just motivation. Hop in the chart, see what I did wrong. But yeah, no, Jacer, like, far as being discouraged, like, you have to understand, it's just phases. It's just phases. That's long enough. You've seen, like, what was that? Was that last month where I was like a 5-6 trade winning streak? Like, it's just phases. Like, we go on winning streaks, we have break even days, and then we have losing streaks where the markets are just trash, not doing much. Like a couple months ago, yeah, Colton, yeah, you were there. That 5 trade winning streak, we was just eating. We was eating good. We'll hop on the chart, get a win. Next day, get a win. Next day, win a trade. Next day, get another win, and we was rolling. So I mean, it's just the ebb and flow. You gotta take the good with the bad. We know trading is winning, losing, but it's just about managing risk. But yeah, last thing I would say, Jason, is just like understand it's not you, bro. Like the markets have been harder to read. That's all. Like I've seen Tanya trades. She's been struggling a lot, and I love watching her streams. And everybody's giving her a hard time in the comment section. Like every time she takes a loss, they're in her comments like critiquing her, telling her she should have done this, should have done that. And it's like, dude, let her trade. Like if she lose, she lose. If she win, she win. But the markets have been, it's been a little tricky. But yeah, it's a long-term business, exactly. And I was talking about, when did I say this? In the live streams just like an hour ago. Like I don't really focus much on my weekly P&L. I focus on how much I make during the month, my percentage return during the month, because you're gonna have bad trading days, bad trading weeks. So in order to like protect my psychology, not get too caught up in the numbers and the percentage returns, I only look at my P&L seriously at the end of the month. Because bills, rent, all that stuff, card notes, all that stuff is due monthly. So I just focus how much I make on the month and then review that month, see what I could have done better. But yeah, don't be discouraged though. It's, it's a long-term business. Because I guarantee you, I'm going to make this guarantee right now. I guarantee you in a couple weeks, we're going to look back on this trading week, really this past 2 weeks, and we're going to be like, remember when like NASDAQ was busting our ass? And now we're on like a 3, 4, or 5 trade winning streak. It's coming. It's coming, I guarantee you. We're going to get out of drawdown. We're going to go on a little winning streak. Losses are going to be less frequent. Wins are going to be there. We're going to have cleaner market days, which is just easiest day, fair value gap, there it is. Target the buy side, dollar dropping, clear. Like easier days are coming. You have to understand on the daily chart too for NASDAQ, we're trading near all-time highs. So it always gets a little tricky when we're in territory we've never been before. CPI and FOMC next week. Robin, how about back testing new strategies like Silver Bullet? Okay, we'll talk about that soon. But no, I'm actually looking forward to CPI and FOMC next week. I love when we have events like that because they shake up the daily chart. So I'll open the daily chart. I'm actually, if you don't have your screen pulled up, I'm on the daily right now. Sharing my screen. But look what we're trading in right here. This is our daily candle. So if you're taking losses today, if you had a red day, chances are it's not as much your fault as you think it is. It's the market is indecisive. All right, we're trading in the middle of the range near equilibrium on the daily chart. But once we get that CPI and the FOMC this week, without cost displacement on the daily chart, it'll be a lot easier to see where we want to go, which makes it easier to form bias and all that stuff. So I'm actually looking forward to I won't be trading it, obviously, but I want that volatility to enter the marketplace so we can form bias and get setups intraday. Robin, backtesting new strategies. See, honestly, I wouldn't even recommend that. Like, assuming you're already somewhat profitable and you have a system that worked for you in the past and you know that it works for you, if you're on a losing streak or you're struggling, me personally, I don't recommend backtesting new strategies because that's kind of, you're going to mess with yourself mentally. You said Silver Bullet in combination with other strategies. I wouldn't do that personally. I would just backtest what you trade. That's it. I'll be a master at one thing, at that one craft. Like my entry, 90% of the time is Silver Bullet. I always enter using a fair value gap or a volume imbalance. That's it. Breakers, sometimes, and things like that. Yeah, Bruce Lee, master that one thing. That's it. What was that quote? I'm not scared of the man who like practices 1,000 kicks. I'm scared of the man that practices a kick 1,000 times, something like that. Be a specialist. So like me, I trade the Silver Bullet and I'm 0-5. I'm on a losing streak, red week. But when I backtest and I go into my charts and look over my trades tomorrow over the weekend, I'm not saying, okay, let me change this. Let me try implementing this. Let me try throwing this in here. Okay, next week I'm gonna try to do this. No, I'm going in the market on Tuesday when I'm live trading. And I'm doing the exact same thing I did this week. Looking for a fair value gap, volume imbalance. I'm targeting a premium or discount, fair value gap, or buy side or sell side liquidity. I'm not changing a thing. That's what's got me funded. That's what's got me withdrawals, payouts account. That's what allowed me to grow my personal account. That's all I've been doing on YouTube is trading 10 to 11 o'clock, fair value gap, volume imbalance, target liquidity, target a fair value gap. That's it. And it's not changing. I will be doing that for years. Years. Absolutely. Absolutely. I see Jazz, see some people typing. That's crazy. ICT has its own gifts and Discord. Like, what in the world? That's insane. And ICT, I don't know what ICT's up to, but he's been pretty quiet too, which is interesting. He hasn't really posted any trades, anything. So I wonder if he's actively trading and just not showing it, or if he's just been kind of chilling, not really being that active in the market. So I'm kind of interested to see what he's up to, because he hasn't posted in like trades in a couple weeks. I don't know. I don't think it's a coincidence that he goes kind of silent in these market conditions that are more difficult. So that should be interesting. That should be interesting. Jabs, I don't know if you're still. Yeah, but me personally, not saying at all ICT is not profitable. I started to trade Silver Bullet last week. Definitely got wins, but I haven't grasped the whole concept. Then started forcing trades. Told myself to go back to my old start, which makes me pass phase one. Hey, that's what you gotta do sometimes. Like, just stick to what works. Just stick to what works. But I mean, that comes with experience too. Like, I didn't understand, like, the 2022 ICT mentorship. I didn't understand that at all. And I tried trading with it. It didn't go good. I was losing. But over time, and just backtesting, studying, it started to click and make sense. So, like you said, you just started trading the Silver Bullet last week. Like, it takes, you got to have 6 months under your belt to really get a feel, especially if you're new. But if you went back to your old strategy and you passed phase one, screw ICT. Like, what? Like, I'm 100% like pro ICT. Like, I think it's the best thing out there. But if you were trading like supply and demand or VWAP or like trend lines or whatever, and that was making you money, and you tried ICT and it just wasn't clicking for you, man, you better hop back on that VWAP. Throw them trend lines on your chart. That's what I would do. Whatever makes sense to you, like, go for it. And who cares what other people think? Who cares if ICT traders like see your charts and say, whatever, like, it's your money. It's your money, it's your account. You're the one behind the screen pressing buttons. Like, if it's working for you, don't worry about how, what other people are doing on YouTube, other ICT traders getting, payouts on YouTube or whatever. Do what works for you. Yeah, ICT does make money. It feels like it's hard for me to click. It's just time, bro. We've all been there. I know I've been there. I couldn't understand anything ICT. It took me a little over a year to really feel like I know what I'm doing, what I'm looking for. And even then, like, I'm far from perfect, obviously. 0-5 this week. Industry. That's just it. There she is. There's Shy. Shy is one of the few traders I think who've had a green week. She's been killing it. I'm about to go to gold. I'm not gonna lie, because Nasdaq's been tripping. I see Shy taking trades on gold, while Nasdaq just pulls some foolishness. Yeah, gold is the move. Subscribers, if you see me trading gold next week, just know. Last words of every gold trader. No, for real. Let me see. Let me pull up my topics again. But I'm shy if you have any topics or talking points you want to go over, and that's for everybody. You could type it in the chat or unmute yourself. We're going to go over just a few more things, and then I'll let you guys get back to your trading if you're still trading. I want to touch on a little bit more. I feel like I could have talked about it more. When not to trade. So obviously I have those trading days on my trading plan. But as far as like technical goes, this is something that I've noticed a lot. Whenever we have days like this, doji candles, I always lose on days like this. And I should have known better not to press the button, because in the live streams, I mentioned how we have a small body, we're in equilibrium. Let me take these executions off. So this is more technical. I said I wasn't going to do a lot of chart stuff, but I could help somebody with this. But the daily candle between high and low, we're pretty near equilibrium, not a lot of body movement. So these are also low probability days when I lose the most. And then you have like this day right here. I'm likely to lose on days like this doji here. So you want to avoid days like that. ICT concepts also work gold on silver, 100%. Universal. Oil, everything, Forex, all that. I'm wondering if you pass a 100K challenge where you can lose a max of 10K before you lose the funded account, how much percent? One contract. One contract. One. Uno. No more than one. See, you have to understand, when it comes to funded accounts, and people who've been with me for a while, you know I don't really care for funded accounts. I don't really take them that serious. I'm 100% like team personal funds. Like personal funds all day, every day. Withdraw whenever you want, no rules, less stress, nobody watching over your shoulder, making sure you don't break a rule or whatever. But if you have a 100K account and you can't lose more than 10,000, which is 10%, don't even factor that 10% in. You should be nowhere near that 10% max loss. We're trading one contract on a 100K account. One contract, assuming your risk no more than 25 handles, that should be no more than $500 risk. So $500, which is 0.5%, hop trading. I recommend 0.5% risk. No more than that. And you could get that pretty much with just one contract. And sometimes you'll be trading less than that. Sometimes you'll be trading like $300, $400 with just one contract. And if you're only risking 300 to 500 a trade and your max loss is 10,000, it's really hard to blow that account. Really hard. No problem, bro. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm only risking one contract, and sometimes that's less than 0.5%. Like, I took a losing trade today, but I cut my loss a little early. I ended up losing, I think, like 280, which is 0.25%. If your average win is $800 to $1,000 and your average loss is $280, that drawdown is going to be gone in no time, so I'm not worried about it. How significant is the all-time highs affecting recent price action? It's always tricky when we're trading near all-time highs, because the sentiment is, are we going to keep pressing into all-time highs and make new record highs? Or are we just going to consolidate because we don't know where we want to go? Or are we reversing? So nobody really knows. But it's definitely more difficult. It's more difficult for sure, especially with targeting and things like that. Like you can see here, I'm on my chart again. I'm sorry if you guys have like AirPods in or whatever and not really looking at the chart, I apologize. But these highs up here, when NASDAQ was trading and we cleared these all-time highs at the time, look how we traded after we made new record highs. Kind of just back and forth, staying in the small little consolidation, small little range. This right here, a little bit more difficult to trade in after clearing all-time highs because it's, do we keep rallying? Are we clearing the highs to go lower? Or are we just going to consolidate, chop around? And then as you can see here, we make new all-time highs. With this candle, we rally, record highs. As soon as we make new all-time highs, look at yesterday's trading, small doji candle, indecisive. Today's trading, same thing, struggling to pick a direction. So it's definitely a little bit more harder to read when we're trading all-time highs, which is why I'm about to switch to gold. Anyway, what time is it? I'll make sure I don't go over. Okay, we got about 20 minutes. We could talk about 2 more things. Any other topic suggestions, recommendations, comments, questions, concerns? I want to make sure everybody kind of gets their questions answered or just, pitches in. How to not close. Oh, somebody's unmuted. Was that you, Colton?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, go ahead. Shai, I'm going to get back to your question. But go ahead.
My bad, Chai. Yeah, I was just gonna throw this out here for everyone. It's I think if you look at trading, you touched on this earlier. It's probabilities. So if you know you can hit like a 5-day winning streak, it's going to happen again. Like I don't know when, but it's probable. So if you take a bad week, just think of how you've already had a good winning streak because it's going to happen. It's just a matter of market conditions and you managing risk. So there's always going to be um, bad weeks and good weeks. And once you get that good week, you're up. The drawdown kind of gets out.
No, you hit it. You hit it right on the nail. But see, now you also have to control because that has to do with risk. If you're on a losing streak, 5-trade losing streak, but you manage your risk, then at that point it's really easy to get that back. But if you kind of went off the rails, you lost 1, 2 times in a row, and on that third attempt, you said, you know what, I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna risk 2% instead of 1% to try to get back to break even, and you lose. Now you're down more than you should have been. When that winning streak comes, when you could have been in profit, could have got your account back to break even or whatever it is, because you gambled and over leveraged during your losing streak, you're making it so much harder for that comeback. So I can't stress risk management. One contract, 1 or 2 trades a day. Don't overtrade. Don't be sitting in front of your screen for 5 hours. Like when those losing streaks come, keep your risk at bay. Like cut your losses early. All right. Don't double down. Cut your trade frequency down. And then, like you said, if you've been on a winning streak in the past, everybody's had winning streaks, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, however much. Everybody's had moments where they've been on a roll. That wasn't a one-hit wonder. That's likely to happen again. Just like losing streaks are likely to happen, winning streaks are likely to happen. But those winning streaks are only helpful to you if you control yourself during the moments where you're losing. So that's huge. That's huge. Which is why I'm not panicked. Like I think on my funded account, let me check. I think I'm down 1,900, which is 1.9%, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1,900. So I'm down 1.9%. This is how, and Shy, I didn't forget about you. I'm gonna get to your question. If I'm down 1.9%, all right, $1,900 on a funded account, how do I plan on getting that account back to break even or in profit? One trade, risking 300 to 500, and I'm targeting easy, low-hanging fruit objectives. And I'm anticipating, okay, I'm not fearful of going on another losing streak. I'm not fearful of taking another loss and getting deeper in drawdown. Every time I get in the market and I push the button, I'm expecting to win. I'm expecting to have 2, 3 winning trades go in my favor in a row. So it's also a mentality too. But yeah, it's inevitable. If you're losing right now, if your account's in drawdown, if you're, saying your equity curve isn't where it wants to be, that winning streak's coming. Trust me. Just stay level-headed. Don't over leverage. Don't gamble, and you'll be just fine. Um, yeah, so how not to close trades when you're in profit. I kind of follow a rule that ICT teaches. Well, I can't really do it now because I only trade one contract, but if you have multiple contracts on, when you feel a little iffy, you're a little anxious, the trade is in profit, it's close to your take profit, but still has a little bit way to go, just pay yourself. If you're 3 contracts long and you're a little bit in profit and you're kind of iffy, you're not sure, you're getting anxious, you're squirming in your seat, just take one contract off, pay yourself, and that clears all of that. All of that goes away instantly. Instantly. And don't have regret when price runs to your TP, but you didn't have your full 3 contracts on. That's what I would do. Partials takes away all that fear. You're putting money in your pocket. And once you pay yourself and you take that contract off and you put a little money in your pocket, you're more willing to hold that trade and let it run to your take profit. Because at that point, if it stops you out in profit, break even, whatever, like you banked something. So the fact that you secured a little bit of profit by paying yourself, it'll be a lot easier to let your trades run and not close it. That's what I would do. Just pay yourself. Really helpful. But I can't really do that. I only trade one contract. That's why I go for low, easy objectives. I don't hold for a crazy like 5, 6 to 1. Most of my trades are 2.5 to 3 risk reward. On gold, I closed at 2.3 risk reward, but my target was 4.5. Yeah, so right there, if you have multiple contracts on, let's say you start getting a little nervous around like a 3 to 1 risk to reward and it's starting to retrace on you, you're getting a little anxious. If you have 3 contracts on, close one at a 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, and then let the other 2 run to your full 4.5 risk to reward. You'll be a lot more confident holding that trade if you take a partial halfway. Definitely help. But you're good. You've been killing it. You're gonna be just fine. That's a good problem to have. Like, that's a good problem to have. Not knowing when to take your money out the market. It's a good problem. That's a good problem. Let me read the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Coco, I think the silver bullet is the easiest model, in my opinion. If you know your bias on the daily chart, fair value gap, target liquidity. I think fair value or the silver bullet is a great model. I realize when I'm waiting for confirmations, I always made judgment too early, whether the price is expecting PD array or not. I'm struggling on how long I should wait for a market to tell me the story. That's experience. Like I've had all those, like I can tell, where you're coming from. Like I know where you're coming from because I've had those same questions and concerns. Like getting in too early, waiting for a close above or below a 5-minute fair value gap before I enter on the 1 minute, waiting for this, waiting for that. But it's just experience and practice. Like all your questions and all that, they're going to get answered over time. You just have to keep studying, back testing, going over your trades. It'll start clicking for you. It always does. It always does. Dang, it's been 45 minutes already. Dang. Time is flying. Time is flying. So next week, as far as mentality wise, and I encourage this for everybody. If you want to make it like into a little game, you can do that. Make it fun. So next week, the theme is getting your account back to break even or a drawdown. Or if you blew a combine, blew an account, me personally, I don't recommend jumping straight into another combine or challenge or whatever. I recommend paper trading, getting your groove, finding your rhythm, and then when you feel like you're ready to trade live again, then you can do that. But the theme for next week is base hits. We're not holding for crazy risk rewards. The focus for next week is getting your account back to break even, getting it back to profit, finding your rhythm, getting your confidence back if you lost it. That's the focus. That's my focus as well. All right. You may see me go for a quick 1-on-1 scout, quick 2-to-1, get in, get out. Slowly but surely, we're going to build our account back to where it needs to be. That's our focus for next week. That's gonna be fun. It's a fun challenge. It's a fun challenge. That's the real confidence booster. If you're in drawdown, and you're just on a losing streak, once you get through that and you bring your account balance back up, but the important thing is you got yourself out of drawdown without the need to over leverage and gamble and risk too much. If you can get yourself out of a hole with one contract, very few trades, and you're calm, composed, collected, the confidence boost you're going to get from that once your account is in profit, it's unmatched. That next losing streak you're going to have, because you're going to have another losing streak, it's going to happen. This isn't the only losing streak. The next losing streak you're going to have, you're going to refer back to the moment when you got yourself out of drawdown by getting simple 2-to-1 risk reward, avoiding low probability days, managing your risk, and just day by day, slowly chipping away, taking your small profits. And there's going to be losses along the way, but you're still trading your model. You're not changing anything. And then over time, before you know it, your account balance is going to be right where it needs to be. And then when that next losing streak comes, you're going to think about the moment where you got yourself out of it, and you're not going to be shaken by it. So use this opportunity. If you're in drawdown, if you blew an account, use this opportunity to gain some confidence. It'll be helpful for you in the future, for sure. All right, we'll take like a few more comments, recommendations. Again, anybody can unmute themselves, talk, tune in. I see some people type in, so I'll let them do their thing. But I know a lot of people are still trading right now. Not everybody stops trading at 11 o'clock like I do, so. All right, see you, KP. No problem. No problem. Appreciate you tuning in. No problem. So I think that's it. We're about 50 minutes in. I like to keep these pretty much under an hour. And just main thing, just stay positive, man. It's been a rough week for most people around the board, including myself, but just stay positive. Don't stress. Don't stare too much at your equity curve. If you blew a funded account, lost a combine, a phase, whatever, I promise you, it's temporary. It's temporary. You're going to look back a month from now, a few weeks from now, when you're winning, you're finishing the days in the green, your weeks in the green. You're going to look back on June 7th, and you're going to be like, you know what? That wasn't as big of a deal as I made it out to be. So it'll be just fine. It'll be just fine. No problem, Jabs. Hopefully you got some help, insight from it. But we're going to wrap this up. If you're still struggling with something, I've been getting a lot of private messages as far as psychology and people struggling with their trading and their mental. If you don't want to talk about that publicly in the chat room, my DMs are always open. Always open. If you want to chat, I respond pretty quick. Or I always have my phone on me. If you're going through something or need advice on whatever it is, like I said, I'm here for y'all. Feel free to reach out privately. I'll get back to you. All right? I promise. But keep your head up. All right? Don't stress. Don't worry. We live to trade another day. We live to trade another week. We're going to bounce back, and the victory is going to be so, so sweet. I can't wait for it. I'm ready to go. It's going to be fun. Peace and love. I'm out. If you're still trading, best of luck to you. All right. Best of luck in the market. I'm done for the week. I'm back live trading on Tuesday. Monday will be a free stream. All right. Everybody's should be able to tune in Monday. We're going to do a tape reading. So that'll be fun. See you guys in live streams Monday at 9:45. Still trading. Best of luck to you. See you guys next week.